I got bribed to make this video, twice actually, to expose a casino's business rivals. Here's a screenshot calling it a bounty and a sponsorship in exchange for a video. Now, I didn't take the money. In fact, I'm quite angry about it. Not just because these people thought I was for sale, but because they offered me a dollar amount that was way too low. Now, everyone has seen those headlines of casinos paying millions a year for influencers to sell their soul. So when they approached me, I was expecting a lot. Instead, they offered $20,000 to the guy in the $10 million studio. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't even cover the electricity bill. Now, to be clear, I would never take a bribe of any size. This show is funded by $5 a month on Patreon. That's where the real money is. But either way, I had a dilemma. Clearly, these people thought
Olha, malta, este show está financiado aqui pelos subs na Twitch e pelo Patreon também.
But if I ignored their bribe, new viewers might be confused. I needed to send a message, and I needed to send it fast. So I decided on this. Rather than expose just their competitors in the gambling scene, what if we exposed everyone? Starting first with the people who offered me money. Welcome to the Counter-Strike Gambling Investigation.
Meu Deus, bro.
Multi-part series where we're going to be talking about a video game that has created an underage gambling epidemic that makes hundreds of millions, even billions a year.
Nunca
Some
ninguém
people
fala
thought
sobre
it
isto.
stopped in 2016, but they
Sobre
couldn't
o
be
gambling
more
no
wrong.
CS.
The world of Counter-Strike gambling is still massive. And nobody wants to talk about it because most of them are making too much money.
E é para putos este gambling, que é o mais grave para
So
mim.
we've got to be careful. Either way, let's get started.
É especialmente a dar target a putos.
I've gotta say, Coffee, I'm really proud you're taking on the bad guys. He's defusing! You know, I've been playing Counter-Strike for years, and honestly, the bots are really out of control.
The bots? You know we're doing a gambling thing. Besides, you're a bot.
Not according to them. Woo! Another ace.
I don't have time for this. You begged me to be my sidekick. Are you gonna help or not?
Hey, I can multitask. What do you need?
I need to find the bad guy. I've interviewed like 40 people for this story. They all claim to be the victim. They're all pointing fingers.
Sounds pretty human to me. Maybe all you really need is a more objective view. Go ahead. Lay it on me.
Well, everything comes back to one moment. When protesters raided the tournament.
Wait, protesters? At a tournament?
Ok.
Yeah, protesters. At the PGL Majors in Copenhagen.
Olha, interessante. Isto, eu lembro-me disto ter acontecido, já. Eu lembro-me disto ter acontecido. Isto foi um grande escândalo. E até me lembro de ter visto malta a dizer que isto era ridículo, eles terem ido para lá e não sei o quê.
It was one of the biggest esports tournaments ever for Counter-Strike. 1.8 million watching, over 1 million in the prize pool. It was hosted at Royal Arena. It was a big deal. And everything was going smoothly until suddenly people rushed the stage. The crowd was panicked. No one knew what was going on. Someone broke the trophy on stage. And turns out there were people handcuffing themselves outside. Nobody knew what was going on. They were upset about CSGO Roll, a gambling website that sponsored one of the teams called G2.
Huh. Some kind of overzealous advocate, maybe?
No, not like you'd think. I found out that the protesters had been paid to be there by a rival casino called CSGO Empire.
Estás a gozar.
A casino protesting a casino. How'd you find that
Oh,
one?
meu Deus, bro.
Funny you should ask. Let me introduce you to our first character, the owner of CSGO Empire. He calls himself Monarch. He live-streamed himself doing the whole thing.
Aí é bem o Monarch.
Oh, an exhibitionist.
Está mesmo
You
já.
have no idea.
Cá está.
If G2 is gonna be playing on the stage, I was planning if somebody's going to Germany, or if you have any friends in Germany, I can pay you a good amount of money. Just come to my DMs, and I can pay you a good amount of money if you run on the stage in the middle of the game and glue yourself on the stage, or even better, if you put like handcuffs. If you can handcuff yourself on one of the computers or one of the tables, I will pay you decent money.
Mano, mas isto não é crime? Tipo, desculpem. Epá, Tomás, para mim, imagina, Feliz Natal diz amanhã. Quanto muito hoje dizes Bom Natal, que é desejares que a pessoa tenha um bom Natal. Amanhã é que é um Feliz Natal, porque amanhã já é Natal. Percebes? Para mim é assim.
They need to go
Se
in,
resolve esta
even if there's a
controvérsia.
security guard, even if they're gonna be taken away. If somebody goes home walking, they will be fired.
And I'm so dedicated to this. Like, if I'm in a war I'm gonna be fighting to the end.
Mas este gajo não bate bem, mano. Este gajo não pode ser preso por isto, desculpem.
Wow, this
Yeah,
guy
that's-
is just shameless.
Yeah, but it gets much worse. Someone from Monarch's team at this point decides to text me. He offered me a bounty to cover the story.
Oh, man.
I'd already gotten a similar email offering me 20 grand to expose the scam casino in that group.
Obviously, you said
No.
yes. No.
Exatamente.
Right.
Espera lá. Sim, realmente dizes feliz ano novo no dia 1. Dizes bom ano no dia 31. É o mesmo
Right.
princípio, tens razão.
Of course, I said no. I can't take their money, but I did want to speak with Monarch. I texted them back saying I'll take the info, but I also wanted to text CSGO Roll's owner and ask them the same thing. I want their
shit.
side of the story too.
Mano, este gajo brinca com os dois.
Well, CSGO Roll's owner is named Killian. He said it's a one-sided harassment campaign. Monarch, on the other hand, says something much different. He admits to attacking CSGO Roll, but basically says he's attacking all the influencers they work for him. They're on this wall of shame that he's going after.
They have made millions and millions of euros from illegal casinos. And what I am going to do is I'm going to be delivering justice to these motherfuckers. Tax investigations are coming. People are gonna be going to jail. YouTube channels, Twitch channels, Kick channels, Twitters, they're gonna be banned. And I will deliver justice to these motherfuckers.
Mas é ao concorrente. O Zora levou ban recentemente por causa desta merda. Hein? Não sei se sabiam.
Wall of shit.
Mas porquê é que este gajo tipo, acha que é o justiceiro quando ele faz tem um casino parecido? Qual é a diferença aqui? É que
Hey,
o gajo é legal?
What is up with this guy?
Like I told you, Monarch sees himself as like a scam buster or something.
He thinks he's you.
No, he said something
Levou, o
else.
Zora levou. O Zora e outras
I
pessoas.
identify myself as some sort of a hero in this story.
Hero.
It's very important to note actually that Killian is not the only target. Like we are having war with other sides as well, and I have a track record. Like before this CS:GO drama, I've been doing this thing for many
Não,
years
temporário,
actually.
temporário.
That's really his main defense.
Foi temporário.
He does this to everyone.
Maybe it's true. Maybe he's just got a screw loose.
No, the attacks here are more personal. And I found out Killian and Monarch aren't just competitors, they used to be business partners.
I made a
Ah!
company 10 years ago with Killian, who stole my company. The second company I made, he bribed people to have my company shut down.
Pronto.
The third company, which is my current big company, which I made all my money, bought my castles and he's been trying to do. Killian has been trying to do everything to take me down, get me arrested, get me killed. Killian is a f***ing psychopath, and these motherfuckers are Killian's minions, and I'm going to be taking down every single one of these motherfuckers.
So Killian betrayed Monarch.
Depends on who you believe. The point is, this isn't so much about justice, it's kind of about revenge.
The beautiful thing about revenge is that there is no deadlines. You know, you can do it whenever. You know, life is long and you can do it whenever. By the way, I don't mind the guns and stuff. It's like just fun and games. What is coming for you is something different. There will be people going to prison. There will be severe consequences. There will be interesting stuff coming.
Mas este pessoal não bate mesmo bem. O que é isto, bro?
Coffee, I'm starting to worry this is a better help segue into couples counseling.
No, I wouldn't scam you. Look, I'm just trying to show who this guy is
Mega
and
sim.
what he wants.
Look, I'm not trying to ruin your Mindhunter episode, but sometimes it really is as simple as an unhinged internet
É
tough
o
guy.
Coffeezilla a expor os
kind of what I
casinos de
thought too,
CS.
but it's how people talked about this guy. When I interviewed them, they would just freeze when I mentioned his name. Honestly, it was bizarre.
The thing that honestly upsets me about the whole Monarch thing, and this is what's been so hard about the story, people will not give their real opinion because everyone says they're scared. You and I were having a nice chat.
Obrigado, amigo. Beijinhos.
Can't talk about the Monarchs. Why?
Para ti também e para a Vicky também.
I'm
Bro, what the fuck?
Bro, the weather was like really nice today outside.
Dude, come on. Tell me what's going on.
I can't.
Everybody talks behind the scenes. Everyone talks behind the scenes. Everyone talks. Nobody talks in front of the camera. Why? He intimidates you guys? Well, no. Not you guys. He's intimidating someone else and everyone doesn't want that to happen to them. Is that it?
I think it's just. No, I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh,
That is
shit,
crazy.
bro.
It's like a real-life Voldemort.
I know.
Bro.
Most people were scared to even talk, except for one of the names on Monarch's Wall of Shame.
Yeah, I'm Grim. I've been doing Cisco gambling for about a decade, and I have been doing it as a content creator for probably like almost 8 years now.
Can you take us from the beginning of your relationship with Monarch and just tell the story as you see it?
Right. So it's been like almost a year now, so it's a little bit hard to like get the timeline like completely right on top of my head. But it started around May last year. Is when the I guess called beef initially started. It was mostly just on Twitter. He essentially started like threatening me and told me that I needed to drop CS:GO Roll or else. Right. I then responded by posting a tweet myself with the screenshot of what he said, calling him out for it and telling him to come at me with everything he's got. Which, you know, in retrospect, massive mistake. I've known him for a while, a few years before this. He's never done anything like this that I have seen before. He might have done it like privately without, like you said, you talk to other people that had similar
Parecem pessoas
stories,
que são
right?
bocado perturbadas.
But I just haven't spoken about it, and I think maybe that's what has happened before. But that's initially how it went down, yeah. Is he DM'd me, I made my tweets, and he went after me ever since.
So you say, come after me with everything you got.
Yeah, I
And
think
then-
I used the word
Este
full
gajo
thrust, 'cause he
basicamente-
keeps telling me every time he does something, was this full thrust enough? Like it's like stuck in his head that I use the term full thrust.
Go all in, full thrust. If everybody goes full thrust, that's again when we go full thrust again.
I started getting screenshots from people that are inside one of his Discord. He's got multiple ones that he uses for his quote-unquote cult, the Jofa cult he calls it, where they were talking about spraying some flyers around my city, this and that. A lot of crazy ones that he luckily didn't do. But then nothing really happened for a few months because this was back in May.
O que é que ele disse? Oh, mano, o que é isto, bro? Bro, what the fuck, mano? O que é isto, caralho, bro?
That he luckily didn't do.
Mano, que
But then
maluquice.
nothing really happened
What
for a
the
few months because this was back in May.
What the fuck?
And in around September, I all of a sudden wake up to
Bro.
a bunch of missed calls from family, friends, everything, right? I get told that they had posted flyers everywhere in my city. And I mean everywhere. High schools, malls, people's cars, in their mailboxes. Monarch himself said they did around 30,000 flyers, and there's about 30,000 people in my city. So they basically spread it everywhere.
Oh, man.
That had like a picture of CS:GO Roll, me, my house, my cars, saying that like I'm scamming people in my city.
Meu, que é
That's
isto?
essentially how it started with the flyers.
What the Coffee? This is like a personalized harassment campaign.
Mano,
I
que é
know.
isto?
But what freaked me out is that Monarch doesn't deny any of it. He thinks it's justified.
Yeah, there's this one case, this YouTuber called Grim, who lives in Norway.
Yeah.
We work times about like various things. So he's one of Killian's main advertisers. He's made at least $6 million from blatantly promoting this scam. He's basically, for many years, he's been streaming like every day, playing on CS:GO Roll and making YouTube videos there, just blatantly scamming his audience and
Eu
making
só
tons
queria era
of money.
perceber qual é a diferença deste casino para o deste. Para tentar
And he has
perceber.
this like kind of like has this mansion in Norway where he has like his Lamborghinis parked outside. We gave these flyers to like the full town. The full town got these flyers that has Grim's face on it, and it explains like how he's made his money. by scamming people.
He just admits to it.
Oh, he takes credit for a lot more than that.
So what happened just a month ago now, when they
eu tô
sent
chocado.
18 people to show up at my city, outside my door, having a quote-unquote protest.
Wait, 18 people to your house?
Yeah, there was 18 people.
And this is, to be clear, a competitor casino to the one you're working for.
Bro.
Yeah.
Is harassing is the only word that comes to mind here. Well, I don't even know if it's. I mean, what was it? What do you think it was? Was it intimidation? What was it?
Oh, it was definitely intimidation as well as harassing. Because like obviously when they show up at my house, it made it incredibly difficult for me to be here because they're right outside my house. And like again, I live in Norway and our rules are way too nice.
Coffee, I'll admit it. This is a little bit more than an internet tough guy. These are mafia tactics.
It's insane. I mean, Monarch is still trying to say this is all fair game.
Yeah, so we did this funny protest one day. We sent the cute little cult. There was maybe like 15 people outside of his house with the infamous Sticky Hand, who claims to have lost his house to CS-Corral scam.
It's Sticky Hand! I'm a Calden because CS-Corral scammed my f***ing house! Grim, I'm coming for you! Killian, I'm coming for you! Give my house back! Give my house back! Give my house back!
They were there, they parked with their like tents like outside of the house, and they had like microphones and they had the pitchforks and stuff. And they were just like marching in the neighborhood. And Sticky Hand did also. He went to knock on his door just to speak with him.
I have to say, this is an insane level of harassment. I mean, I get that you believe he scammed people.
Mano, isto parece-me genuinamente tipo malucos do Rust que acharam bem fazer aquilo que fazem no Rust na vida real. Sabem? Tipo, esse ponto, meu. Eu nunca vi este tipo de maluquice sem ser no Rust. E parecem-me gajos que jogam Rust que decidiram todos formar um culto e começar a fazer isto às pessoas, mano. Reage, como é que estás, man?
People and let's say he did scam people. That should be left to law enforcement.
Bro.
Not to, like, you know, y'all are basically like video vigilantes.
Bro.
You know, going to his house. I saw Warren also posted something about like he'd pay money for someone to break into his house in Minecraft. That was a joke, or
that obvious joke. Yeah, that would be crossing a line. Yeah, I can agree.
Pero
yeah,
that
joke, or
whoever breaks into Grim's Minecraft server house first on film gets 2K.
He'd pay money for someone to break into his house in Minecraft. That was a joke, or
that obvious joke. Yeah, that would be crossing a line. Yeah, I can agree. Somebody could say that this is like it might be pretty insane, but
that's how much you believe Killian has scammed people. I think it goes to what you detest this company so much you think basically it's worth the price to for this war.
So we have the numbers, we have the facts, we pretty much know exactly how much he has made from CS-Corral. We've had extensive conversations with Grim himself. We know that he understands exactly what he's doing. He's consciously scamming people, and we have consulted lawyers about this, and we are actually planning to take legal action. But the unfortunate thing is that there are ways how they can evade this kind of like legal justice, and probably there's not going to be real like legal consequences for him. And if there are, it's going to be kind of like, years down the line after CS-Corral has exit scammed.
That's sort of my problem. This is clearly harassment, but Monarch's not wrong that the people in this industry usually get away with it.
But he's in the same industry.
Pois.
Well, exactly. And that's what kills his argument. Either way, this whole thing is so heated that both sides now think they're in danger.
Let's talk about security.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's probably is shaking you up, made you rethink how much you need to protect yourself. Have you taken any steps to try to, obviously you said you did go to the police, they did nothing. What else did you do?
É assim, a única. Sabem que a diferença entre estas merdas. Eu pelo menos vejo as coisas assim, ok? O gambling, de qualquer forma, nunca é espetacular. Toda a gente deve saber isto. Que estes negócios estão todos feitos para fazerem lucro à custa da malta apostar. Portanto, devem ter isso em mente quando pensam nisso, ok? A questão é esta. Eu pelo menos olho para isto da seguinte forma. Que é. Existem uma data de casinos que já estão devidamente licenciados e que, por exemplo, dar um exemplo, ou de casas de apostas, por exemplo, que estão enraizadas no país. Por exemplo, a Solverde, ou o Casino de Estoril, ou até mesmo as casas de apostas tipo Betano e etc. Pronto, isso são coisas que estão, aos olhos da lei, legalizados, percebem? Cá em Portugal. E, portanto, custa a essas entidades fugirem com alguma coisa com a qual não se comprometam, porque têm as autoridades competentes à perna. Estes sites de CS e merdas desse género, tipo, estão-se a cagar, meu, porque literalmente estes gajos é uma complicação do caraças levar estes gajos à justiça por alguma coisa que eles façam cá. E é por isso que, promover isto é sempre uma faca de dois gumes.
Now I have 24/7 security sitting outside, so that's the precaution I have currently.
100%, man.
That's expensive.
Yeah, no, it is expensive. It is. Like, I'm not paying for it, but yes, it is expensive. I've heard the figures.
Who is paying for it?
C-Scroll is paying for it.
So you got your rival casinos, and one is paying for 24/7 security for the influencer because an opponent casino is gonna go to their house and harass them and possibly do more.
Yeah.
So also, like, I'm genuinely scared for my life. I'm genuinely scared for my family. Like,
A malta que joga CS eu percebo, gosto deste tipo
because
de
of this
cenas.
whole thing. Like, I am with like huge security guards, and I need to be like super careful. I don't really like. I need to be careful where I move, and I need to be super careful about like my location being doxed. Because I think he has all the reasons to kill me. So.
Do you think he would cross that line? As you said, you would never do that. Do you think he would?
No, knowing him as a person, he's pure evil. Has no morals. It would be literally plus EV to get me killed. So now I'm doing my best to, first of all, not have my location leaked, but also I have like significant security because of that.
That has to be a serious expense. I mean, it's like 24/7 security is expensive, right?
I mean, it's not cheap. Plus, also like have to take a bunch of like precautions for my family as well.
I think I may be dying of what humans call irony. They're both scared?
Yeah, everyone's terrified of revenge. And it explains why people not involved wouldn't want to be involved. Even just recently, I heard another YouTuber has been getting the Monarch treatment. Flyers, house visits, confrontations. Who would want that?
You, apparently. What's to stop Monarch from coming after you?
Nothing. I mean, I would say the harassment is usually limited to influencers in the gambling sector, but recently an esports journalist got threatened as well.
These people are dangerous, and these people are clearly willing to do anything for money. Let's get them out of esports once and for all.
We are looking into it. We might actually do some legal action towards him, like some defamation lawsuit or whatever. I think it would be fun to do just for the lore, just for the memes, and it could be like this could be a fun marketing campaign. And for this reason, the cult is coming for Richard.
I tried to confront Monarch on it. I also tried to confront him on this bounty thing.
I'm gonna do this story, and obviously I'm gonna try to tell it.
Não, aquele é o empregado chinês. Que ele diz que ele naquele comentário disse que ia pegar fogo à frente da casa do outro.
Oh, I tell all my stories, which is as neutral and like to the facts as possible. But I don't want anyone going after me either. I don't want anyone showing up at my house, to be very transparent with you.
Yeah. I'll be transparent, and I'm not intending to send any sticky hands. So.
Oh, I also have to say, did you know Warren offered me a bounty to do this story?
I did not.
Y'all shouldn't tell journalists that. That's not good. Y'all shouldn't pay people to do stories.
Noted.
Yikes.
Yeah, because it just makes it hard to, because I can't obviously can't accept that. That would completely compromise everything I stand for. To be like, it'd be biased. It'd bias me towards your side if I was to accept that. Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
I just
que
wanted to address
maluquice,
it.
bro.
And I respect your approach.
Eu só queria perceber, é tipo, em que é que o casino deste bacana é diferente do outro? Eu só queria perceber isso.
You're a great journalist.
Oh, how reassuring that someone you're making a video on likes you before the story.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if he keeps his promise on that, but I also wanted to confront the guy who offered me $20,000 to do the story too.
Let me guess. He dodged the question?
Sort of. He said that he didn't know that I was a journalist and that I wasn't someone to offer money to. He also claimed that this industry has cooked him and that everything is money oriented.
I mean, that part might be true.
Oh, for sure. I mean, for all the talk about justice and scams, it's about money too. Just recently, Grimm says he got this message. Monarch would stop the house harassment if he dropped CSGO Roll and took a match deal at CSGO Empire.
So that's that then.
If he dropped CSGO
Spoke to Monarch. He'll stop the house if you drop roll and take a match deal at Empire.
Roll and took a match deal at CSGO Empire.
So that's that then. You've had the villain the whole time.
Not quite. I mean, we had to address the bribe, we have to address the harassment, but our story is not about gambling influencers being the victims, who are also millionaires, by the way. Remember, we're investigating everyone, and Monarch's just kind of the tip of the iceberg of the problem. I want to know who's really behind this thing, who's really the victims, and who's really the villain.
Oh shit.
I started gambling on Counter-Strike when I was probably 13 years old.
13 years old. 14 years old. I think I was 14. I saw it online. I saw a bunch of these YouTubers playing it. Yes!
They see their favorite influencer playing on some the third-party case opening site, and they just go deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole, and soon they are addicted.
Maybe the solution isn't with the casinos at all. Maybe it's a good time to talk about the influencers who promote it instead.
A questão é esta, bro. Tipo, eu só quero perceber, eu continuo a dizer, só quero perceber em que é que. Porque eu vejo aquele gajo a dar aquelas opiniões e eu só queria perceber em que é que o casino dele é diferente do outro. Estou a tentar perceber, mano. Se é possível fazer. Pronto, é isso. Isso é aquilo que eu estou a dizer. Que é, pá, sendo menor, isto é gravíssimo, bro. Tipo, é que é zero fiscalizado. Isto não pode ser legal. Estás a perceber? Não pode ser legal. Mano, que cena doida, mano. Que cena doida, mano. Estou completamente preso a isto agora. Pá, que cena doida, mano. Meu Deus.